What's up everyone? So today we're going to be diving into the Bino harness gear and brands that we use on our outdoor excursions. Now I get that there's a lot of different reviews out there on the market today, but we're going to keep it simple. We're going to focus on these three brands as you see here. We're going to dive into the complexities and all the small intricacies of each brand's gear. We're going to load it up with gear as well to give you, the viewer, the best view of what each one of these brands' gear can and cannot do to best educate yourself prior to making that purchase. We're going to start the review off with Sitka, we're going to transition over to the Badlands, and we're going to close it out with FHF. So let's get started.
What's going on everybody? Sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to show you some gear that we have right now. If you're interested in anything that we have right here, our Instagram is going to be down below in the description. DM us for purchase, we'll send you an invoice. It'll be a smooth process. Our website should be coming up in about a few weeks. We have a pair of shorts, I have a t-shirt, 2 fishing shirts, as well as 2 hats. Let's get started. We have 5-inch shorts right here with a logo on the bottom left. They're nice, I like them, comfortable. They're sort of a fitted ordeal. I wear a medium, I can also wear a large. Here's the medium right here. I like the way they fit, but if you want them a little more relaxed, you can always size up and get a large or whatever respective size up that you have. We have a t-shirt next, a Texas t-shirt right here. Texas in the front, as well as the Moya Outdoors wording in the back in the shape of a cross. I wear a medium in this as well. Next we have the black short sleeve fishing shirt. I like these fishing shirts a lot. They're comfortable, they feel nice. The logo right here, front left chest, and an embroidery on the back right shoulder. I wear a medium in that one. Lastly, for the apparel, we have a fishing shirt, a white long sleeve fishing shirt, embroidery right here on the front left chest. We have the embroidered wording in the back and a pattern back here as well. I like both of them a lot. I wear them all the time, comfortable. We have our hats. Right here is the Grandpa rope hat, logo in the front, and we have a black and white mesh trucker hat. Like I said, if you're interested in anything, let us know. Our Instagram is down below. DM us for pricing. We'll send you an invoice, get that all squared away smoothly, and comment down below what you like, what you don't like, let us know. Anyways, thanks for watching.
Okay, so here we have the Sitka Mountain Optic Bino harness. It comes in 3 different patterns and 1 solid color. This is the overall size of the piece itself. At the main compartment, you have a magnetic system that'll keep it closed, almost like a shelving type system. And you have 2 horizontal points that the clip piece at the end can attach to support various different bino sizes. Now, when we fill it up, we had the 10x42s from Vortex that are the Fury built-in rangefinder binos that we're gonna toss in here. So depending on your size binoculars, you can always adjust with the fittings that they have here. Inside the device itself in that main storage piece is a small little cloth as well, a little cloth pocket there on the inner left piece to help kind of support with some of the debris or any moisture that may build up in the early morning. As we look at the side pieces of the Mountain Optic Bino harness, you have 2 accessory pouches. Each one of these accessory pouches can be removed and you can use different adjustments within the webbing on the back side. So as you can see here, this is what the back piece is going to look like. It's a snapping system that will attach to the MOLLE webbing on the respective side of that accessory pouch. Now, whether that's right or left, or if you want to utilize different accessory pieces for each one of those, you definitely can. When you look at the side piece as well of your main storage compartment, you also have an additional storage pocket right here that can fit added gear, whether that's something as simple as a pocket knife, maybe a wind check or a collar that you may have as well. You can utilize that there. In addition to your side accessory pouches, you have a front small storage pouch, a very small minor one, very similar to your side pocket almost, that you can store some additional small pieces. Now, when we look at the accessory pouch itself, it's not the same size in terms of the storage capacity as your main storage piece. It's just an accessory to the device. There is a compartment on the back side that opens and closes your accessory pouch. It has a small piece of elastic here that will go directly over the clip to be able to hold that piece down. You can store a variety of different items in here. So let's also go ahead and look at some of the other storage pieces on this device here. So we covered the pieces that are the primary that you see. The same piece exists on the left side of your accessory pocket as well. It's the exact same paralleling devices you have here, but we also have some here on the back. So on the back, we have a vertical pocket that sits right here for a cell phone, things of that nature, and you have a vertical zipper pocket as well for any other items you don't want to lose while you're out on the trail. So you have those two pieces in addition to your accessory pockets on the front, your side pockets as well on your main, and your front pocket on the accessory pouch itself. So the only challenge though that I feel with the Sitka Mountain Optic Bino harness is when you are donning the harness itself. It has the very similar X format as we saw earlier, right, when you're donning it. However, that side back piece makes it very challenging. And oftentimes, if you have a lot of wind protection or a lot of rain gear on, you're a little bit kind of a Michelin man style, depending the area in which you're hunting in, it makes it a little difficult to grab each one of the different straps and really tie and buckle everything in. You almost have to just about phone a friend to get some support here. We're gonna go ahead and get all the pieces of equipment that you see here on the table placed into the Bino harness itself. Now, everything you see here are items by which I use on all of my outdoor excursions, whether I'm just going to take an everyday excursion in South Texas or I'm traveling up to Alaska. All these items here, in my experience, are pivotal to success. Now, of course, right, if we're looking at the Garmin, if you're within cellular service, then you know that's something that you're not necessarily gonna need. But we're gonna get it thrown in here. We're gonna get everything to see what can and what does not fit, so you get a better understanding of what it can and cannot hold as well. So we're gonna start in the middle. Again, the Fury 5000s, 10x42 built-in rangefinders sit perfectly, very comfortable within the main storage pouch. No problems at all. Ample room and even nice and snug all the way down to the second buckle. We're gonna need to get this thrown back on as well. No issues at all when it comes to buckling the device. Very, very simple, easy on and off as well. So let's go ahead and look here. We'll start with the Garmin, right? Just so we can add that in here. Now, these accessory pouches that you see here, both on your left and the right, they definitely can and will fit the Garmin. Now, it's gonna be a bit snug when you have it in there. Because of the antenna piece of the Garmin, right? You're almost gonna have to stretch a little bit more the elastic band that holds that top flap in to kind of best support your Garmin in there. Now, of course, you saw on that Garmin that I just put in there, it also has a clip. I'd recommend if you're going to Alaska, you're going somewhere up north, clip that into your device as well so you don't lose it, right? That's gonna be your go-to, that's gonna be your lifesaver. Sat phone's always needed. So we got some of the other pieces right here. When we look at some of the bullets, these are 300 Win shells that I will always carry with me, even though necessarily you don't need maybe a whole handful. So here we have 6, but you never know what's gonna happen when you're out there hunting up in the mountain range. I can guarantee you that, I've experienced it. So having a few extra never hurt. We're gonna place them here in the back piece in the zipper pouch, just because that's something, again, you don't wanna lose, right? So we're gonna see if we can fit all 6. All 6 fit, no problem, easy. We probably easily could have fit a few more. We got a couple other pieces. We talked about the side piece supporting a nice little pocket, knife, fits in there, no problem. And then we have a couple personal hygiene pieces, antihistamines, eye drops, things of that nature, some earplugs, stuff like that. And then, well, we're not gonna need that knife specifically because we already have a pocket knife in there. And then I always carry an extra cloth, a lens cleaning cloth, specifically more so for my spotting scope. Even though the Bino harness comes already equipped with one inside the main storage, sometimes it's difficult trying to use that because it is tethered into the main storage when you're trying to clean your spotting scope. So always grab an extra. We'll get that one thrown in there. We'll close it up. Now, we don't have anything in the backside on the back vertical pocket back here. If we did, well, that's usually where I'll throw my cell phone. Let me get this one placed in sturdy so that this way we can give it a true test, because hopefully you never fall, right? That's the goal. You don't ever want to fall off the mountain. But sometimes though, you will be in a rush to try to put yourself in a position for a quality shot. And you're doing that, you're hiking, you're hunched over, you're trying to move as quick as you can through the different brush and stuff. And oftentimes, which has in fact happened, depending the Bino harness I'm using, sometimes your items will fall out. So we're gonna give it a test. We're gonna flip it over and we're gonna see if anything will fall out of here. So as you can see, those MOLLE webbing clips, they hold really, really well, right? Excellent, nothing falls out. Your binos didn't fall out either. And if you're concerned about your binos falling out, right here on the end, Sitka has put in some built-in clips that you can attach to your binos. There's an accessory piece that attaches to there. We don't use that because of the faith that we do have in Sitka's already built-in clipping system, which, as you saw, works perfectly. So we're gonna move from Sitka, we're gonna transition over to the Badlands, and we're gonna run it all over again. All right, so here is the Badlands D-Mag Bino harness. It comes in 2 different patterns and a solid. One thing I like about these styles overall in general for Bino harnesses is it's a 1-core full chest piece system. Unlike the Sitka or others on the market that have side accessories, me personally, I'm more comfortable with a full system that sits on the chest. There's a lot easier access and everything is just within one stationary place versus some of the side piece locations. As we look at this Bino harness, we are going to review it from the top down because it sits almost in that vertical format. So we're going to first dive in to the top piece here. Unlike others, there's not a specific set shelf on the Badlands Bino harness. This is more of an open piece style. It's all magnetic all the way across both the top compartment as well as the lower compartment. Everything operates off of magnets. So when we open this and go into the main storage compartment, there's a couple things that I really like about the main storage compartment. And that's one, as others, right, we have a very nice internal cloth pocket system, but more importantly, when we look at the size, it sits a lot larger than some of the other ones. One of the really nice things as well is depending on your binocular size, there is a lower shelf unit right here that's a Velcro piece that you can simply remove, as you can kind of see there, and you can adjust the shelf of that piece to best fit your binocular size, right? We're gonna go and leave it there because that's already set to our size. And we also have these tether systems right here that will attach right here to each one of the sides of your binoculars to kind of best support them. Now, as we continue to move down, we have a really nice zipper pocket. I'm a large fan personally of zipper pockets, just primarily because when you're out on these next level hunts and you're excursioning through either Alaska or up in Canada, Montana, Wyoming, you're going through the mountain region, things happen, right? Things can definitely happen. You need something that's going to be secure and you're not going to lose any of your accessories or any gear that you're taking, whether that's just your ammunition or whether that's your cell phone, Garmin, or whatever it may be, right? So I'm a big fan of this system. When you open it up as well, there's a dividing pocket in there that'll kind of place 2 different pockets on each side, so that's really nice there. And then when we continue to go down, we have another magnetic piece here on the lower unit that is also a magnet with a tether system as well to attach any other items that may be of importance to yourself. Really good piece in here, a lot of storage area. And then the final piece that we have in terms of overall storage is on the back side. We have also another large vertical pocket. Actually, this vertical pocket can fit a large variety of different pieces or different articles that you may have. I've used it to place a Glock 19 in here. It fits perfectly, no issues at all. Now, one of the things that I really like about Badlands that I have not really seen on the market for other Bino harnesses is 2 things. And number one, it has a really nice bow hook for a lot of you bow hunters, especially in the October season. But even bigger and even more important is we all know, depending the climate and depending where you're at, you can come across some nasty weather. Badlands has a small zipper pocket at the very bottom base of the unit that has a waterproof sleeve that you can then place over your entire Bino harness. That is huge to me, in my opinion. Depending the area you're hunting in, you never know the weather, you never know what it's going to bring, and it fits perfectly over the entire unit itself. No issues at all. Snug fit. It's got a good elastic piece here on the end to make sure that everything fits well and snug. It's got the nice Badland image up at the front, some great branding there, and it's very simple as well to put back into the pocket itself. Just kind of fold it up. It doesn't take but a minute, and then just simply place it back into the exact same pocket that you see right there. And it also has a nice strapping here to best support it, so this way you don't lose that piece there, right? Because it's pretty important when it starts pouring down rain. That's definitely not something you want to lose. Let me grab the Bino hook out of there and then just place it back in. Zip it back up, and voila. So let's go and get it filled up with gear. Let's show you everything that we have here. We're gonna put in here and show you how well it fits. And before we fully load it up with gear, I also wanted to talk about the style that they operate with here. I really like this style. This is a very common style, just a standard, straightforward style in terms of how the device is placed on the individual. Very easy, very comfortable, really good size straps here. You can also order and invest in some little more padding on this area, but it's really, really nice. It's got some nice little webbing and some MOLLE attachment pieces here if you want to add some additional pieces in terms of the accessories that they have on their website. But it's really, really nice. It's been my go-to for over the past 4 or 5 years. I've been up to Alaska and all the way down to Africa with it, so it's worked great. I have nothing negative to say about it, other than, like with anything, right, over time, magnets do begin to lose their strength, and of course, depending on your personal health needs, right, there is also a warning in here informing you that this is a magnet equipped type bag. If you have a pacemaker or something of that nature, you know, this may not be the best bag for you. But let's get it filled up with gear so you can take a look at it and kind of see how it looks. So we're gonna go ahead and put in the same binoculars that we had before. Again, the 10x42 Fury 5000s. We're also gonna get everything else loaded in here again. So this is a good example of a lower shelf unit that if you're filling up that lower shelf unit with just certain items, well, that's all you're gonna fit. It's just your binos and your Garmin and your cell phone. You're not taking anything else. We can definitely fit the rest of what we have here in terms of our ammunition. Again, we have 6 rounds of 300 Win. We're gonna get it placed right into the zipper pocket. We're gonna go ahead and put in our spotting scope cloth. We'll go and add on the side here our pocket knife. But we can't fit any of our, personal health items, right? Our earplugs, backups for our batteries, our calls, antihistamines, eye drops, things of that nature. So if we are gonna fit that though, we have to remove the Garmin, place our devices in here, no issues, fit perfectly, and then try to get it to squeeze onto the MOLLE webbing, which is possible, so no biggie, right? It all fits, we got everything to fit, we got nothing here on the table. We talked about when we're up in the mountains, we're hunting up in some of those northern states, we're up in Alaska, we're chasing some big game and we're just on the move, right? What's the strength of the bag itself? Is it gonna hold everything in? Earlier we did a test of everything being upside down. And so if we do that test, right, that's kind of been the #1 issue that I've dealt with over the past couple years is the loss in magnetic strength. Right? Unfortunately, as the bag begins to age, it begins to lose some of that magnetic strength overall. Everything else stayed in there, right? No problem, everything else stayed in. We have no issues there, but without your optics, you just can't see what's going on. It's pretty important. Yes, could we have tethered it right here? You're absolutely correct. However, even with it tethered, it will still fall out. Will it ensure that you're not gonna lose your optics? You're absolutely correct. But because the optics do weigh a little bit and the tether does have a good amount of give, elastic give, they're gonna be falling to the ground still either way. So you're still gonna have to deal with having to hold everything close to the person, kind of holding that top piece as you're going and hiking through the mountain. But overall though, this has been my go-to. I have really nothing negative to say about it outside of just wear and tear and aging of the magnetic system. It's been my go-to. I've traveled the country and outside of it with it. It's been awesome, it's been amazing, but it became that time that it's time to move now into an upgrade, and that's gonna lead us right into our next gear review with FHF. So let's take a look at that one. Okay, so here we have the FHF chest rig. Now FHF has 2 different types of bino harnesses, and that's their Pro-Am and their chest rig. This is the one though that I am most excited about in the 2023 season, and this will be the one that I'm gonna be using for this year and hopefully into the future as well. FHF has their typical staple, right? We have the 2 MOLLE panels that sit here right at the front, a small pocket. They're well known for their MOLLE systems. They have a continuation of that here on the bottom, as well as another little small pocket. And they have 2 small loops as well as loops here on the side. There are a lot of different colors it comes in, a lot of different pieces that it has. You'll just have to dive into the website and take a look at that. We'll drop a link right here though, no big deal. Let's get a little further into it though in terms of the contents inside the bag. Now, one of the biggest things about the chest rig system is it's basically 100% customizable. It's a design it your style, your way, whatever you like type rig. Right, we all know that FHF also has the systems that will attach to the loopholes down here so you can fit a holster for your weapon of choice. But most importantly, and what I'm looking forward to, is the internal component factor of the chest rig. Right? So when we open it up, we have the really nice zipper system. You know, I'm a fan of that zipper system. It holds everything in. But even more so, when we look inside the bag itself, this is my bag style. Not every bag when you order this is gonna come exactly like this. So what I really like about this system is the customization associated with it. So I have added a Bino bucket, which is what you see right here, and I've also added two, which is one hole, but it's two additional pockets inside the system itself. Now the system as a whole is all Velcro, both the front and the back side. So all the pieces, the accessory pieces, are all Velcro pieces. My only concern, which I'll definitely be putting into the test here in 2023 in the future, is what's the longevity of the Velcro, right? This is something I really like. I like the format, I like how it's put together, but over time, like with the Badlands, is the Velcro gonna lose its strength? Is it going to then have a lot more give that it's gonna eventually just fall off those accessory pieces? That's something that's a concern to me. I'll definitely have to see how that looks and follow back up with y'all. Nonetheless, let's look a little further into the system itself. If you did not have the Velcro right here for the Bino bucket, behind that are two additional pockets that sit right here, and then a small little groove cut for some tippet. If you're using it for fishing and things like that, you can run your tippet through this small little extra piece that they have here that'll hold that. Of course, you'd have to remove the Bino bucket so you can access these extra pouches here in the back. Now, when we look at the front side of it, if we remove this entire piece right here, which I don't have an issue with removing this one, this is the piece I was telling you about that comes with two separate pockets, each one that you see here, and the Velcro here in the back that runs in parallel with each other that attaches to the Velcro here on the front. Now, the nice thing about this is there's some great pockets in here. You have an additional pocket right here, and then you have another awesome pocket that's right here. That's another zipper pocket. You can store a lot of things in there safely, and you got extra protection with dual zippers, right? Your main on the exterior and another one on the interior. As we talked about, these are the accessories I run with. This is what we have. And let's get all this placed in here so we can take a look at it even further. And before we move to that, one other piece that I just recalled here, FHF also talks about that the lower unit here is magnetic. Now, I can tell you, I don't know how much I personally would trust the magnetization there, right? If we look at it, it just kind of falls off. There is a magnetic field there. If I take this knife out and I attach it here, you can see it is magnetic. There is an actual magnetic piece in there to kind of help support other items. I personally, of course, I wouldn't necessarily trust it going through the woods with something like that. It'll easily simply fall off. But let's get it loaded up with gear and let's go from there. As we do that, I also want you guys to note some of the other pieces that we reviewed. This piece here does not have a rear external pocket, either whether it's a vertical pocket or any others like the other ones. However, though, do you need that when you have this amount of storage space? The other thing I'm really excited for about the FHF is their system. It's a very simple, it appears to be, and so far user-friendly. It's very similar to many of the other ones that are out there, but the thickness in the strap makes things a whole lot simpler. The consistency and stitch here makes things a lot easier to don as well in terms of having to reach back there and trying to find these different straps. It's going to help support each strap maintaining its position versus them all coming together and getting all tangled. So looking forward to that as well. One of the biggest things when I spoke to FHF, can it fit 10 by 42 for your 5000? That was a big question I had for them. A lot of them were unsure of whether it can or cannot specifically fit in the Bino bucket. There's ample storage to fit in the chest rig itself, but then it would be all cumbersome, and your binoculars, if they're that size, would just be moving kind of everywhere within the system itself. Now, I can assure you, it does fit in the Bino bucket. However, it fits incredibly snug. What I mean by it fits a little too snug is if you're trying to take it out, your binos are going to be in there. Right? So it's going to take some time adding your device in there so that this way it can eventually adjust to the circumference or overall size of your binoculars. When I remove the binoculars, I utilize my thumb to just kind of help provide additional support and stability to the Bino bucket as I remove it out. But it does fit the Bino bucket. That's not an issue. We got our Garmin as well. We'll get that thrown in there. Again, we have 6 rounds of 300 Win, These easily fit, no problem, into that zipper compartment that we have right here. We're gonna go ahead and zip that up as well. We have our spotting scope cloth. We're gonna fit that in one of the other pouches that we have there. And some of the earplugs and other healthcare accessories fit no problem as well. We're gonna put those in the new compartments, the smaller ones there. And then we're gonna go ahead and drop the phone in to the compartment up in the front as well. Zip it all up. See, it fits no problem. We're gonna go ahead and put this here in the lower pocket piece that we had talked about earlier. There's this nice little pouch pocket here, and we're gonna get it to slide right in there, no issues at all. And if you wanna have an extra, well, you can see there's ample locations. You can easily put it anywhere you would like, right? We kind of just left this one out so you can see there's plenty of additional locations that you can attach this, no issues at all. We'll just go ahead and drop it here front and center. And then of course, right, because everything does zip up nicely, everything fits in there really nice and neat, no issues at all. When we give it the field test, nothing falls out. It sits perfectly into the system. Again, this is the one I'm gonna be using this year here in 2023. I'm excited to use it because of what we just saw right here. Looking forward to seeing what it can and cannot do and testing it out in the field. If you guys have any questions, if you guys use a specific Bino harness that you recommend or one that you really like, let us know. Drop a comment in there. I'm definitely interested to know what y'all use, what y'all run with. I know there's a lot of different brands out there. There's a lot of different pieces of gear and equipment out there. Let me know what you use and I'll definitely check it out. Until then, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We got a lot more to come. 2023 is just getting started. See you on the next one.